Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel, I hope you're all doing well. Nostalgia, yes, nostalgia. We'll speak about nostalgia. You probably already saw it on the thumbnail. Paulo Dybala, after his hat-trick yesterday, Zinedine Zidane in Italy, mamma mia. Yeah, we will speak about nostalgia. But before that, let me tell you that I will probably not edit the video. For what reason? Because there is, since yesterday, a general problem with YouTube. YouTube is known for having issues since yesterday evening, so it's not only my channel, it's in general. So I hope that the work that I'm doing, researching, structuring, recording, uploading, that you will be able to watch the video. If you do, if it's fine for you, please let me know in the comment section, so at least I know that the work I did, it's not for nothing, and I know the delay it took just for you to watch the video and be able that the video is available for you. So if you did it, please do it. Sorry if today, unfortunately, you have to watch only me and no editing. Anyway, maximum of like, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Now we start with Paulo Dybala, because he's on the first page of Corriere dello Sport. Tribala, what a big title. Tribala on Corriere dello Sport, with Paulo Dybala in big celebrating with Daniele De Rossi. It's true that when you see a title like that, when you see Paulo Dybala, I watched a bit of the game yesterday, he scored that hat-trick, you have a bit of nostalgia, you know it. I spent a lot of years with Juve, we know how it ended, and unfortunately he's not there anymore. And then you're starting to asking your question like, what if Paulo Dybala would have continued his journey with Juve? Paulo Dybala, the number 10 of Juventus. It's a pity. On the other side, I was happy to see him going back. In 2024, not only Dusan Vlahovic, but also Paulo Dybala is at his peak. He's scoring, I believe, 1 goal every 66 minutes. And if you watched last week, the fantastic control that he's doing, the ball coming from the air, boom, incredible. Even De Rossi was like, hey, what is happening? But this is Paulo Dybala. We know him better than anybody on earth, what he can do. Unfortunately, you know, in life, you have no certainties. I'm happy that he's back at this level, and hopefully for him he can continue, because there is nothing worse, according to me, a player that is tortured by injury. Am I regretting now the decision that we took 2 seasons ago? No, I am not. I still have exactly the same thoughts as back then. There were problems. Injury, but much more than injury. Contract negotiation, discussion, I want more, I don't want, the agent that was not really an agent. There were so many problems where you clearly understood that the wedding was not possible anymore from one side and the other side. And you know, if he's now at Roma, there is a reason. If you are looking at the injuries of Dybala, even this season, missing, if I'm not wrong, already 10 games, there is a reason. So I'm not regretting, but that doesn't mean that I'm not happy for the kid. I'm extremely happy for Dybala. Hopefully he can continue to do so, but of course not going over Juve, and especially not when we are playing against Roma. Now, the second part of the nostalgia. You know, with yesterday avant-première of Adesso Vinco Io, Now I Win. Marcello Lippi movie. I can't wait to watch it. I didn't watch it yet because avant-première was yesterday and I was home. But seeing yesterday that reunion of Moggi, Torricelli, Ferrara, Ravanelli, Di Livio, Carrera, Giuliano, Pessotto, Tudor, we had Peruzzi, but also all together with Marcello Lippi was just fantastic. It brought me back to my childhood, because I grew up with that Juventus. If you didn't, please go back on my Twitter account where I posted that picture where I said mamma mia, because he deserved not one but twice the mamma mia. I grew up with one, and you know it, and when you are watching things with childhood eyes, of course, everything is more beautiful. Of course, everything is much better. You don't see the wrong things. Or at least I was absolutely not influenced by social media, because back then we had no social media. So I was just speaking with my brothers, with my father. We were enjoying, and they won. They won a lot. Scudetto, they won Champions League. What a team. Team full of grinta, sacrifice. Was beautiful. And seeing all of them together yesterday was extremely beautiful. Unfortunately, one big man was missing. It's this man here, Gianluca Vialli, and it's really a pity. Unfortunately, he passed away. We know it, due to sickness. Rest in peace again, Gianluca Vialli. That was the moment that I wanted to dedicate to Gianluca. On the other side, who else was there that is not in the picture that unfortunately I can't show you, but you can find on Twitter, was Zinedine Zidane. That arrived a bit later. Zinedine Zidane that spoke about Marcello Lippi, saying, you know, he's not only the coach for me, he's also the person that made who I am today. Beautiful words for Lippi, because back then, I don't know if you know or not, but when he arrived in Torino, had a lot of difficulties. For 6 months, he was not the Zidane that we know. He had a lot of difficulties to play. He was doing incredible things in training session, but was not able to translate them on the field. Where at a certain moment, he's even saying to Lippi, kick me out. Crazy. It's a long story. I don't want, but Lippi is more than a coach for Zidane. But then, of course, and that's why he's on the thumbnail, at a certain moment he said, one day I would like to coach in Italy. Of course I would like. Question from Di Marzio. Of course he will say, he will not say, I don't like it. I love Italy, and I love the way that they love football here in Italy. We know it has Zinedine Zidane to Juve every single summer, every single winter, every time we speak about Zidane to Juve, and hearing him saying, I would love to coach one day in Italy, we don't imagine him coaching another team that is not Juventus. So of course, you go with nostalgia. Regardless of Massimiliano Allegri, Zinedine Zidane for me, but also for a lot of younger generation that saw him winning Champions League after Champions League after Champions League with Real Madrid, it's still a dream there. And then when you hear these kind of things, I would love one day, and a certainty, I want to come back on a bench. Well, the heart is pumping. Honestly, I don't know if Zinedine Zidane, Juve, next season would be the perfect timing. I don't know. I only saw, except of the youth sector of Real Madrid, I only saw Zinedine training, coaching, managing champions. Will he be able to work with a team that is in rebuild phase? I have no certainties. Could work perfectly, or could not work. I don't know. Then this morning you saw Ekrem Konur that wrote, Juventus is planning to hold talks with French free agent coach Zinedine Zidane in March. We are the 27th of February. March is there. It's really close. And then you start, of course, to dream. What if Max is leaving? We spoke about Thiago Motta. We spoke about Conte. We spoke about so many coaches. And then you have, again, the name of Zinedine Zidane. Makes you dream. Then, with all the respect to Ekrem Konur that I don't know personally, but it's true that every time that I'm reporting a leak from him, there are not a lot of time that he was able to be correct. So, I believe here in our heart, you see Paulo Dybala doing extremely well with Roma since a few weeks. You see Zinedine Zidane, that is a free agent, that was yesterday with all his ex-teammates. And then nostalgia is taking you. Of course, nostalgia is taking you. And we are supporters. Of course, we need to dream. We want to dream. It makes totally sense. Anyway, let's go back to reality here for a second. Alcaraz is warming up. We know it. Locatelli will play, unfortunately. And McKennie and Rabiot will not play against Napoli. And the big chances are there that we will even miss Atalanta. If Locatelli will play. And if Alcaraz is already taking the starting shirt, well, we don't know who will be the third one. If we play with three, which I believe we will. Will it be Miretti? Offensive player, like Alcaraz? I don't know. Will it be Nonge? Will it be Nicolussi? If you play with Nicolussi, Locatelli needs to change position. If you play with Nonge, it's a big bet for a player that never played. He played twice. 9 minutes in Coppa Italia, 9 minutes in Serie A. I don't believe so. Nicolussi, Nonge, Miretti. There were talks about Danilo. But Danilo is just coming back from an injury. Not even sure if he will be a starter against Napoli. Then there is another option that we didn't talk about yesterday. Cambiaso, that already played as a Menzala. That could give a bit of muscles there in the midfield, a bit of physicality. So there are a lot of possibilities. None of them is 100% convincing because we are not missing one, but we are missing two midfielders. Let's see. At the moment, we are only Tuesday. No decision has been taken. It's just options. Let me know which one you prefer. One thing is sure, Juventus, they will have to do it more fast. If we want to win against Napoli, we'll have to do it faster than we did against Frosinone. Because it's true, fino alla fine, it's true. Until the end and even beyond the end, we won 8 points. 8 points are a lot. 8 points won after the 90th minute. It's incredible. Yesterday we already spoke about it. but we need to do it even earlier. If we want to win, and we also need to convince against the Napoli that will be extremely angry after the draw 1-1 against Cagliari, we have to do it earlier. With who? I don't know yet. Gazzetta dello Sport is speaking about Fratesi, that is speaking about the family, Inter, the Scudetto. If they win and they go on the bus around Milano, he even wants to take his grandmother with him. Okay, good. The grandmother. Anyway, then they are speaking in Tuttosport about Inzaghi. Could be the last year because Manchester United, because Chelsea want to go for the Italian coach. Could be also, even if he goes for another channel, he will give everything. He will try to win everything that is possible this year with Inter, so pay attention. But let's go back to Juve. Operazione Rilancio, relaunch mission on Gazzetta dello Sport. You see Cope Manners. On the other side, you see Tuttosport, Mercato, Juve. We give you the percentages. We give you the numbers. What are they talking about? Well, Gazzetta dello Sport, they identified 2 players that will leave Juve and that could bring in money for Juve to reorganize themselves, to invest. They're speaking about Chiesa. They're speaking about Soulé. 2 players that, according to Gazzetta dello Sport, could not have a future. We know with the contract problems with Federico Chiesa, we know his peak is far from what he can deliver. So at the moment, according to Gazzetta, that could be a solution. On the other side, I watched and I was reading other sources that were saying no problems for Chiesa. He will renew because there is an agreement. It's really strange, that situation. One source is black, one source is white, one is this, one is that, but there is no middle way about Chiesa. I believe again that we will debate, speak about Chiesa. We already did a lot yesterday, and thank you for all your comment in the comment section. And they are saying with that money of Ensole and Chiesa, they want to go for a midfielder. That could be Gudmundsson, that could be Ferguson, and the big priority is Cope Manners. Well, Tuttosport is giving us a bit of percentages, the possibilities for staying or leaving. They start with the one that could possibly leave. Chiesa, 50% chances of staying, 50% chances of leaving. It's just like me saying, maybe he will be there, maybe he will not be there. Absolutely no idea. 70% of Vlahovic staying, which is great, which is good. Much more than in the summer, because we were absolutely not sure about it. Alexandro, 0%, so it's a fact that he will leave at the end of the season. 50% for Rabiot, the same situation as Chiesa. It's different situation. Physical problems 1, mental problem 1, the other one about the future, thinking. The same situation as what we had last year with Rabiot. We didn't know if he would renew or not, and he waited until this summer. So also there, 50-50, which means we don't know. He can stay, he can leave. 80% staying for Bremer, which can be really crucial and important. That's really one of the priorities of you. If you go with selling Bremer, yes, you have the money, but you have to rebuild your entire defense, and that could be problematic. 95% of chance for staying for Kenan Yildiz. Luckily, now, because we need to keep Yildiz. There is no discussion about Yildiz leaving. Now, who could possibly come in? I give you the percentages, not according to me, according to Tuttosport. 60% Cope Manners in, 40% Gudmundsson in, 70% Felipe Anderson from Lazio, 50% Calafiori, defender, 40% Zamarsic decreasing, 30% for Mazraoui. So you see big names there. Of course, it will not be all of them, but these are the names that we were discussing, and then you see the different percentages. Mazraoui 30, it is the lowest one. 70% Felipe Anderson. I would love that we have a player like Mazraoui where we increase a bit because it's really needed. If we want to go really stably with a 4-man defense, that's really important. The only thing that I can guarantee you is that Giuntoli and co, they will have more time to rebuild the Juventus 24-25, which they didn't have in 23-24, because time, because uncertainties, because Giuntoli arrived late and he didn't know, because we didn't know what competition. So you know all the problems. I'm not here to repeat them, but we'll have a bit more time to study, to understand. If we qualify as fast as possible for the Champions League, we have a certainty. If Napoli lose against Barcelona and we go to the World Cup, we have extra budget. All these factors are extremely important, and that's why we have to go in the Maradona Stadium and winning. And winning. We need now to win for the present, but especially for the future. Let me know if you are nostalgic, yes or no, what you thought about the video, and let me especially know if you watched the video. Grazie, forza, Juve. Ciao, ciao ragazzi.